It's lovely to see so many of you here yet again, not just those of you who continue to support us year on year, but new faces too, so welcome to you all. We also extend a warm welcome to those from our fellow chapters around the world, with whom we look forward to working ever more closely in the future. Our exhibitors are here once again with solutions at the leading edge, but of course, no matter where we are, the one thing that continues to bring us all together is our desire to further our knowledge and understanding of IT service management. Axelos are here again as our gold sponsor, and I would encourage you to join their session at 12:15 today to hear them share their vision for the future of service management and best practice. Our other gold sponsor this year is Perspectium, and their session at 3 o'clock this afternoon will explore how their integrated solutions for service management bring business value to a whole variety of customers. PeopleCert are also with us again and are sponsoring this evening's networking reception between 5:45 and 8 o'clock in the expo area. We would like to thank them all for their continued support. Of course, it goes without saying that we can't put on events like this without the commitment of our full-time office staff under the care of Ken Wilson, our events planning team, and our many willing volunteers who ensure that you all have the very best conference experience we can deliver. The directors would like to thank them all for their efforts this year. One thing that I can already confirm to you for next year is that we will be back here in London for our conference on the 18th and 19th of November. So don't forget to book early, because this year we sold out. We put the closed sign up on Friday afternoon. Especially as I can also announce that we'll be bringing our PSMA awards dinner back into the conference agenda from November, and details of those award categories will be announced early in the new year. As I look around this packed room this morning, unfortunately, it also falls upon me to sadly reflect on those faces once so familiar to these events who are no longer with us. Without doubt, this has been a tough year for our community, and many of us have been touched both personally and professionally by the loss of a number of dear friends and colleagues. Most recently, we heard of the sudden passing of Connelly on Wednesday of last week. Over the years, Ian has worked tirelessly on a voluntary basis in a number of roles within the British Computer Society, none more so than within the BCS Service Management Specialist Group, of which he was the chair. He made this group the primary go-to for all at BCS. Many have spoken of their privilege of knowing him, and others enjoyed his sense of humour, his vast knowledge of technology, and the way that it's used in people practice. He also presented at many conferences where he would share his deep understanding, views and thoughts on all things service management. His friends have described him as a true gentleman, a kind and intelligent friend. He was held in high regard and will be missed, and we send our condolences to his family. Michael McLaughlin of PeopleCert, and formerly with Exin, passed away in September after a long illness. Over the years, he was a familiar face here with us, well known and respected, in particular by the training and the examinations community. Friends have described him as a good person, a nice man, even a kind man. He was all of these. But he was also very funny, and with twinkling eyes, he told a very comical and often rude story over beer and whiskey. His laugh alone would make anyone smile and laugh along with him. But Michael was also a very astute businessman and a true negotiator. His amazing capacity for remembering even the smallest of details about his customers. It was a pleasure to know and work with him. That same week came the terrible news of Rob Stroud's death, tragically killed on the road whilst out running near his home on Long Island in New York. Rob was a huge part of the service management community and was well known for his infectious enthusiasm, great sense of humour, and wide-ranging knowledge of the business. An Australian by birth, a resident of New York, and a frequent global traveller, we are proud that Rob was also a UK chapter member. His work with CA Technologies, Forrester, and latterly Xavier Labs kept him busy. But he also found time to work with the ISACA organisation, culminating in his appointment as their international president. To honour his work, ISACA has established the Robert E. Stroud Memorial Fund within their Information Technology Governance Institute. Donations to this fund will go to advance the business technology professional community and towards the innovation and technology initiatives Rob so passionately embraced over his lifetime, and we have sent a donation to that fund. As well as roles with the ITSMF USA chapter, he also served on the ITS International Board and would always respond positively to requests for articles for publication or presentation at events. I'm sure many of you will have your Rob stories, where you met, conversations you had, nuggets of information that you shared only to find them being repeated later as fact. It was put to him a few months ago that he was in fact an industry spy, and I think he quite liked that. A few years ago, we presented Rob with the Paul Rappaport Award for Outstanding Contribution to IT Service Management. However, there are a number of awards he could have won too. The speaker most likely to be late with their slides and want to change them on the morning of the event. That would have been Rob. The speaker most likely to overrun his slot. Definitely Rob. In fact, the conference committee learned quite early on to schedule Rob's slots before a break to ensure the timetable wasn't completely derailed, as he was guaranteed to overrun. And despite the best efforts of all the track chairs to bring the session to a close, he would most normally ignore them, and there would always be a queue of people at the end waiting to chat. Professionally, Rob leaves a great big hole within our community, but also a vast body of work online that can still be found if you need your fix. Personally, a loving family man whose wife, Connelly, often travelled with him and to whom he always wanted to get back to. He should have been speaking here this week, and we miss him. Another friend who is also greatly missed, and who we are definitely claiming as our own. Dave Jones passed away suddenly and unexpectedly at the end of August. Dave was an experienced service management practitioner with a career starting with Pink Ricardo, PlanNet, and finally Pink Elephant. He formally retired a couple of years ago, but clearly he didn't, as he was still working with clients in the week before his death, still enjoying the challenges involved with introducing and improving best practice concepts in organisations. He was an active and experienced member of the ICEB Examiners panel and a member of the ITIL version 2 Senior Managers panel for APM. And that's where Dave and I met. About 15 years ago, as well as being part of the wider service management community, Dave was also part of that small, unique, dedicated bunch of service management trainers and examiners. A bit biased there. We used to go to ICEB training provider meetings together where his passion for training and education was evident, and he delighted in sparring with the ICEB team, although I don't think they enjoyed it quite so much. Dave was an active member of itSMF UK, being a member and then a chair of the Qualifications Committee and a fellow of PRISM. We also worked together on the International Qualifications Committee at some time. That's the serious professional part of Dave, but just like Rob, I'm sure we all have Dave's stories. He loved his rugby, and who can ever forget his fabulous attire at our awards evenings, when he always threatened to never wear it again because someone was always trying to pinch some of his regalia from him. I spoke earlier of the amazing work our volunteers carry out behind the scenes to keep this organisation running smoothly, and Dave was one of those people. He regularly spoke at events and contributed to our publications. As a board, we've thought long and hard as to how we can help best remember Dave and people like him, who have helped shape our organisation and our industry quietly and with no expectation of any recognition. In his honour, we have established the ITSMF UK Chairman's Award for Inspirational Leadership in Service Management. This is a discretionary award from the UK Board dedicated to highlighting the achievements of service management's most distinguished professionals. To be honest, the formal title is a bit of a mouthful. From now on, it will simply be known as the Dave Jones Award. I'm delighted, therefore, that we have in the audience with us today Dave's wife, Lynn, and I'd like to invite her now to come and accept the award on his behalf.
Dave would have been so pleased to get this award and very extremely honoured as well. I just wish he'd been here today to get it. Thank you.
Thank you. So, the theme of our conference this year is relevance. ITSMF UK was seen to be innovative back in 1991, and there can't be many products and services that have enjoyed the same longevity over this period. But there is no doubt that change is now needed. Of course, we all know that ITIL was the main body of knowledge that has underpinned our success over the years, and ITIL continues to be the backbone of service management in so many organisations. But equally, there hasn't been a full refresh since before the iPhone was made. However, you will be aware that the long-awaited ITIL 4 is due to be rolled out in the first quarter of 2019, and Axelos will be providing a full update at their session today. As an organisation, we believe passionately that this year's annual conference must be the catalyst for change in the months ahead. You see, unfortunately, some of us are part of the problem, perceived to be an old boys club, that continue to exert a disproportional degree of influence across the industry. We've recognised this, and we must accept the challenge to pass the ball on to the next generation. In my view, service management has never been so big and so important. Service management is the noun, and all of the other great initiatives such as DevOps, IT for IT, FitSM, Verism, they're all the adjectives. If you were to ask a CEO if they understood ITSM, they would give a good description and opinion on the quality of service management in their organisation. But would they know about the other initiatives mentioned above? I doubt it. And they are certainly likely could not give an opinion as to how effective they were individually. We must now work hard to ensure that ITSMF UK remains relevant. We have to up our game, and that starts now. Service management is a profession, and we need to demonstrate this fact to all of those who are choosing to build a career path in our sector. With this in mind, we've launched and finally developed an outstanding competence resource, namely the Professional Service Management Framework, PSMF, which offers both individual and organisational guidance on the growing necessity of service management competencies. It also provides a digital scorecard to capture important achievements and record areas of strength and scope for future professional development. Not a bad idea, really, to help cultivate the most expensive line item in any service management budget, your people. As the only asset that really appreciates in value, why wouldn't we want to measure it, enhance it, and maintain it? We also have a significant programme of masterclasses to roll out in the next few months on a range of new topics, events that help to bring us closer to our reason for being as an industry forum, bringing together those members with leading-edge knowledge and expertise to facilitate events and networking opportunities for other members. We'll also be introducing a range of industry-focused events covering new solutions and products from our vendor members, and will address new business requirements. So watch this space, our website and Service Talk for further information. Right now, our focus is this annual conference, and this year's speaker programme is a powerful reminder of the abundance of new initiatives that are being embraced within the industry. Topics such as experience level agreements, digital customer experience, artificial intelligence, and machine humanity are all being explored and exploited as service management teams help to transform their businesses and meet the demands of the millennial generation. So in conclusion, this is going to be a pivotal annual conference for us, where we'll be openly discussing our relevance within the industry, setting the agenda for the future of our organisation, and considering, as always, how to create greater value for our members. We're delighted to be able to include you in that conversation. To assist this throughout the next 2 days, our conference analysis team will again be gathering views and intelligence from presentations, conducting research amongst attendees, and analysing the results. Although, because of a jam-packed agenda this year, they'll be publishing their feedback in a series of blogs and articles in Service Talk, so watch out for the next edition. It's also refreshing to see how practices that are fundamental to service management are being deployed outside of IT. Our opening keynote speaker, Roy Wilshire, Chairman of the National Fire Chief Council, will be discussing how major incident is addressed by professional firefighters. When we first met Roy, it was quite humbling to hear him describe the UK's part in the incredible international team effort at the Japanese tsunami. And I'm looking forward to hearing the full story from him. As was explained to him, that in IT, our response to major incidents relied on great people, great process, and great technology. Roy says it's absolutely the same in the fire service, but with an emphasis on great communication. Don't miss that one out.